Close your eyes and picture a Viking. Big, bearded, terrifying. Now smell them in your imagination. If you smelled something disgusting, you are not alone. Here's the problem. It's completely wrong. Most medieval Europeans bathed once a month. Some, once a year. Vikings bathed every single week. They even had a name for it. Laugardauger. Washing Day. And their neighbors found this deeply suspicious. Let me explain why. Because the Vikings left the receipts, buried for over 1,000 years. Combs, ear spoons, tweezers, razors, nail cleaners, found in almost every Viking grave ever excavated, carved by hand, carried for a lifetime. Not just for the wealthy, for everyone. Even in death, they kept their grooming tools close. This man took his appearance seriously. So did the women who made these. Every detail carved with care. A dirty Viking had failed at basic personal standards. And it only gets stranger from here. Now imagine you're a medieval English villager. You bathe 4 times a year, if you're feeling ambitious. Then the Vikings move in next door. And every single one of them is clean. Some villagers actually held their noses because Vikings smelled too fresh. Every Saturday, the same routine. Hot water, soap, combed hair. Your neighbor is watching. He does not approve. A chronicler named John of Wallingford wrote about this in the 11th century. He was furious. He claimed Vikings were stealing English women by combing their hair too often. Imagine losing a relationship because someone else washed. That's exactly what was happening. In medieval England, being clean was cheating. The Vikings didn't just bathe, they had soap, made from animal fat and ash lye, a genuine chemical cleaning agent. And it actually worked. This is what it looked like. Rough, simple, effective. They used it on their hair, too, which they kept long and meticulously clean. Every strand cared for. At the Hedeby trading settlement, archaeologists found an entire dedicated grooming area. One man combing, one man shaving, one man cleaning his nails. Meanwhile, the rest of Europe was still marinating in its own filth. But the weekly bath wasn't even the most impressive part. The Vikings had saunas. Entire families used them. Together. Every week. Total relaxation. Water on hot stones. Steam everywhere. This was the highlight of their week. This tradition never disappeared. It's still alive today, in Finland. Their medieval neighbors had absolutely no idea what to make of this. They just watched, confused. Deeply, deeply confused. One family lived in filth, the other lived in steam and soap. So here is where history gets genuinely strange. The man writing the history had not bathed in months. He called the Vikings barbaric, uncivilized, unwashed. He wrote that with his own dirty hands. The Vikings' defense? A comb and a bar of soap. Even the judge looked uncomfortable. What actually happened and what got written down were 2 very different stories. The Vikings eventually found out how they'd been remembered, and they did not love it. But the truth held up. The evidence was right there in the ground. One last stroke of the comb. Because here's the real question. So, who's really the barbarian? New video every Thursday. Subscribe for weekly historical chaos.